Speaking of money, I always love when they say, do a show, it'll get you lots of exposure. And I'm like, I know a few places in town where I could be exposing myself right now and make a lot more money. That's why I wore a mesh top, so la-di-da. Anyway, to segue into that, I used to do a lot of heroin. That's true, and I like to drop that bomb because you look at me, it's like a little pastel goth, but not like a full-blown drug addict. Oh yeah, well 5 years ago, it was on. And I was actually in rehab when my family was on Family Feud. And the great part of that was Steve Harvey, he asked them the question, name something that gives you a buzz. And I was in rehab, so I couldn't share, and they lost. And if I had been there, I would have been like glue, gasoline, anything that you can get pretty much at the front counter at a gas station now. But my poor sister, she's like, a razor. I love her. She was actually very protective. I've been sober for just over 4 years. And I spent my drink ticket on seltzer, yes. So she was very protective of me when I first got sober. And she's so innocent, even though she's 12 years older than me. And she was telling me, Carly, when you go downtown, I want you to be safe because people are gonna jump out at you from the bushes and try to give you drugs. And I was just thinking, if drugs were that easy to get, like I would still be getting high because that's not how it works. People in trench coats do not jump out of the bushes and say, do you want uppers or downers, little lady? But now I just do antidepressants. And they're I'm pretty stabilized. Like I'm on Zoloft, I'm on Seroquel. They don't get me as fucked up as the Xanax, but they level me off, you know? So I like to say, maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's sertraline. That's the generic version of Zoloft, because I can't afford. So I got back on Facebook pretty much just to connect with people for comedy and for, ghost hunting, as one does. And I was just thinking about how when I was in high school, it was just for people in school. Like you had to have a school email address to get on there. And now it can be anybody. Like now it's your weird Aunt Bev. And we don't know if she can read or not. If you have a school address, it's kind of implied that maybe you can read a complete sentence, but with some of these weirdo aunts, we just don't know. And so I'll be seeing all of this anti-vax nonsense going on. And I kind of equate it because when I am in a relaxing bath, I like to listen to podcasts about the bubonic plague. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. So I was just relaxing, listening to a podcast about the bubonic plague. And I was just thinking, how stupid would it be? I know you can't see COVID, but it's obviously very dangerous. But with the bubonic plague, you had boo-boos hanging off of your groin like an extra set of balls. And I'm just thinking, how stupid would it be for somebody, some dumb anti-vaxxer from year 1200 to be like, I'm just oozing out of my balls, boo-boos, oh my God. Would you like a vaccination, sir? Nah, I'm good. That's just about as much, it sounds stupid to me, but people get on their high horses and they're like, no, fuck everybody else. I think it's strange too because Athens is a pretty progressive town. We're pretty liberal here. We've done an okay job with the pandemic, but if you go out one county before Atlanta or Augusta, you're gonna hit some bumpkin stuff. Over in Good Hope, Georgia, I used to drive to work and there was this sign. It was literally Donald Trump and he had a G.I. Joe body. And I'm like, do you people think he looks like that under there? Okay. I just think it's strange that these people in Oconee and Bumfuck, I think it's weird that they don't want to wear masks because almost all of them already wear hoods. I live on right off of Millage Avenue in Five Points. I live close to Frat Row, so pretty much right across the street from Delta Schmegma. And I noticed that they were having this event outside. In honor of the Olympics, they were having the first annual Oppression Olympics, trying to see which skinny, tall white boy could be offended the most. It was quite a show. And of course, they were all naked, so, you know, that's Millage Avenue for you. I think it's strange, too, how, like, people, I don't have any kids. I don't want any yet, because I need to explore the world first. But I think it's strange how people are always like, oh my God, raising boys is so much easier than raising girls, because girls are, like, emotional, and boys are just messy. And I'm like, well, first of all, I would rather have a little girl because I want my house to be clean. And I was a crazy person when I was in high school, so I can deal with it. I think it's strange that you're comparing a girl who's crying and writing poetry to a boy who steals panties and has an inflatable girlfriend. I just don't understand the comparison there. I do feel like in Athens, though, every guy goes through this phase where they wear a lot of flannel, and they grow a beard, and they start drinking nice whiskey, and they go off into the woods to write the great American novel. I don't know if you've been there, done that, but I guess the female equivalent is the Stevie Nicks phase, which I'm still going through, so, yeah. Always. I mean, I'm a caricature of a white woman. I was stone cold sober at the Fleetwood Mac concert, and I was like, yes, yes. It's a spiritual experience. But I like men. I'm married to a man. He's lovely, and he's here tonight. And he calls me a handful because my boobs are so small. I'm just kidding, he doesn't have any hands. I like my coffee like I like my men, ground up and stored in my freezer. Yeah, that's a good one. I think also, like, with the having kids thing, it's like, people use the argument that people shouldn't be gay because they can't procreate. And I'm thinking, I think more people should be gay so that we stop procreating. Because we have way too many kids. I mean, we don't need, like, a Mormon group of sextuplets all named Tanslin. And people are naming their kids things like gun and whiskey. And Melania, actually. Melania was a popular baby name last year. I'm just like, why? Why? Why are we doing this? So, I don't agree with that, but whatever. I get really tired sometimes, and so I'll just come home and fall asleep with my shoes on in my bed. I call it heaven's gating. I actually watch a lot of horror movies, if you can't tell from my, all of this, to relax me. Because it's like I'll be watching a scary movie and I'll be like, this is fine, I'm so relaxed. And then my phone will ring and it'll be my boss. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna hyperventilate. Oh my God. So I have a very strange stress response. But I just think, movie after movie, it's just white people being so stupid, answering the door without expecting anybody. And they just get so slow. It's like, oh my God. What? Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, God. Wait, let me get closer to you. Okay, I'm in my bra and panties now. Okay, now kill me. No, don't. Oh, it's so stupid, but I just keep watching it. I just love it. I can't get enough of it. It's like every single night. When I was a little girl, I spent a lot of time on the internet, and I remember my first email address. It was JediLeia1989 at AOL.com. I had some pen pals, but I also discovered the wonderful world of internet scams. And so I'd be reading through my email and be like, oh, Lauren, she wrote me a letter, yay. And then I'd see all of this weird stuff, words I didn't know and people I didn't know, so I would be like, Mommy, what's pussy? I listen to Spotify a lot, mostly murder podcasts and sounds of rain. But last year, it gave me my wrap up, and I was shocked. It said, Carly, this year, one song got you through it all. And that song was WAP. It was so special. Cardi and Megan, they took me through that pandemic, and they brought me out safe, and I can't thank them enough. I do a little traveling around Georgia, and there's this one city in South Georgia that I just love. I haven't been there, but I want to go there. I want to go there really bad. It's called Climax, Georgia, almost to Florida. And I really hope their marketing team is listening, because I have the best anthem for the city. Climax, Georgia, come. Thanks so much, y'all.